Raise your fist to the air. Tunes Brothers everywhere. Rockin' loud, feel the sound. Tunes Brothers smashing ground. Whoa, rebels with guitars in hand. Raise your fist. Raise your fist. When you're
Okay, welcome back into Tunes Brothers, and we are back with the warning. That is Down Under Dave and Lewis. What's going on, guys?
I just put on a nice shirt in case the girls see the video.
There you go. Unfortunately, it's very slim to none that those girls have time to watch YouTube videos, but you never know.
You never know. Even they got to have relaxing time.
All right. Well, yeah, the Warning fans came out in droves, the Warning Army. That last video is over 2,000. So welcome aboard. And if you're all getting familiar yet with Dave and Lewis, I will let everybody give their take overall on the album before we discuss songs. So, Dave.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It took a couple of listens to, to get right into it. Obviously, it's a completely different album to the Era album. But yeah, I thought it was really well put together. It's hard to believe these girls, 18, 16 and 13 at the time can write stuff like this. It's just amazing to me. Like I said, the more you listen to it, the better it gets. And yeah, let's go.
Wait a minute.
Lewis.
You're saying they were that young when they cut this album?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Beyond amazing. Okay.
I know what I was doing at 13.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you everything without giving it away. I know Rob has said there's no such thing as a perfect album. With me, perfect album does not mean every song's a top 10 or 10 out of 10. For me, a perfect album is, does it start off well? Do all the songs following have a musical connectivity as far as one song after the next to fit in and everything? And the final song is a good outro. So in my opinion, this is a perfect album, but that doesn't mean every song on it is on my playlist. That's the difference. So I call this a perfect album based on the way it's assembled.
Yeah, and this album, this was the first time, believe it or not, way back when I was doing my reaction, everybody said, listen to the album as a whole. I just never got around to it. It's my first time listening to the whole thing. It's a solid album. It is not as good as Error, but that's just my personal preference. This is well, of course, being a, what do you call it, concept album, it's kind of got, boy, what is that sound? Am I the only one here? It's like a ghost.
I hear it too, but I don't know where it's coming from.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's a good album. Some of the stuff is something I really wouldn't, seek out to listen to, but the good stuff is really good. And then there's some, middle stuff. This is where I get all my hate comments, which is, one of the things that comes with the territory when you got passionate fan bases. But we'll get into it song by song. I'm not going to say that every song on here is a winner. I'm not saying there's no real bad songs on here, but it's just not as strong as Error to me.
I don't know. I have a totally different opinion. I freaking got into this album so much, I had to go back and listen to Error just to make sure there were songs I still liked. This thing just like, I completely forgot what every song on Error sounded like. Wait a minute.
Wow.
Because when I go down and explain my point of view down the songs, it might help you see my point of view as to why I feel the way I do. I listened to this 3 times, And every time I have to stop in the middle of it, like the 7th or 8th song or the 9th, whatever, and take a break because it's so much for me to absorb. Then I, get a bite to eat, have a cigarette, watch some TV, come back and finish up the rest of the album, because it's to me that heavy duty with so much cool riffs and chords and punches and it's not, like all the soft parts of the songs always have a great build up back into the main part of the song, as opposed to like, here's the hard part, here's the soft part, here's the hard part, here's the soft part. It just the way the growth of the songs, and that's all I'm going to say for now.
Well, you said a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
There's going to be a lot more later.
Well, then let's go ahead and start off sampling track 1, which is Dust to Dust. I'm correct in that?
Yeah, according to my list.
Okay.
You're on mute, Rob.
God dang it. All right. Sorry. Your thoughts on Dust to Dust, Dave?
It's a fucking banger, isn't it? I just love this song. My girl Pow on the vocals, just ripping at that bass line from LA. Like I said, she's 13 years old doing these things. Like, it's just incredible. From start to finish, this song is just top tier. Great way to start an album, really. And I love this track live. This track live is just punishing. It's just, sorry, I'm getting all teen boy now.
Okay, Lewis.
Okay, this song is not only great to start an album, it'd be great to start a live show with the introductory lyrics and everything about "Let Me Show You" and everything else. I took some notes and saying that it's got a strong opening. The slow down parts work because it builds back up. This is one of those songs I was talking about. And I can't add more to what Dave said. The song is a great starting song, and that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, this is one I had done a reaction to, and I liked it immediately from that bass intro, as you guys mentioned. Her vocals, to me, the way she sings the verses are so emotional, and then you go into that Dust to Dust. That's almost like that mellow chanting. The whole thing just sets up kind of an eerie feel, which a lot of songs do on here. And I guess that's kind of the point if you look at the title of the album. Just a great, and there's a really great breakdown in this song. Yeah, good tune. All right, on to Crimson Queen.
There's something that you make me feel. Can't put my finger on it. The feeling leaves me trembling. I don't know what it is that you do. Makes a spark but doesn't stop the conundrum in my heart. I know love shows in mysterious ways. Still my screaming makes no sound, just silence out the roundabout. Yet there is no rose without its thorns. Prickled fingers are just part of the ways into the heart. I can't always be there to stop all the bleeding. Your words are misleading. There
You're muted.
I got to stop that. I keep muting it when I play the music so I don't get an echo.
Oh,
Anyway, like I said, I'm starting to play these a little long because some of these I really like, but go
yeah,
ahead,
it's
Dave.
hard to let go sometimes when you
Yeah.
get into it.
Yeah, I mean, this is just one of those songs, like the way she delivers this vocal. I mean, you can feel, that passion in there. It's very broody, but I just love the way it builds. Danny's vocals, like this girl, the way she sings for such a young age is amazing. I just hope I'm around in 20 years to hear them. So, great song.
Wow, this song is really a good song, and I wouldn't put it on a playlist because, like I said, I like their energetic stuff better. But this song sets the stage after the intro of her personality and what she's going to be going through and everything. So, like I said, it's a song that fits. I just want to go a little off the rails. Have either of you guys seen that video of Pa when she was 10 years old playing the drums? It's a video. It's a Mexican girl, Paulina, plays drums or whatever, drumming. She's drumming to I think it's a Taylor Swift song or something. I'm not sure who this artist is. But
I've seen so many. It's
drumming like 10 years old. She's a brilliant drummer, amazing to watch. And you just want to pick her up and give her a hug because she looks so small, then put her back down on a drum stool.
Yeah.
But, and the 2024 Drummer of the Year.
Mm-hmm. She more than deserves it. She deserves it probably for a lot of years.
And I said this on the last video. I am so enjoying watching you two go through all of the emotions I went through when I got introduced to this band. Just you couldn't have said it better, Lewis. I mean, she's such an animal, but yet you just want to squish her because she's so tiny and innocent looking. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah. And anyway, so as the song itself, I like it, and it's like I said. So I already mentioned about the song, so I'm finished on this song.
All right. This is absolutely amazing and probably my favorite. I guess it depends day to day. I better be careful. My favorite Warning ballad. Man, the emotions that comes out of Danny's voice never ceases to amaze me. Starting out haunting like she does and then going into that amazing, powerful chorus. There's some beautiful harmonies that come in a little bit later. Just a song that I kept seeing, wandering through an Egyptian desert at night while listening to this. It's really weird where it took me, but it's such a powerful ballad. Absolutely love it. So on to Dull Knives, right?
I thought Ugg was third.
No, Ugg. Sorry. My bad. Ugg.
I don't know.
There's so much more to this than that. Suppress the feelings, fight them back. Too many reasons caving and choking on words that you won't give. Now I am trapped within, slowly sinking in waves of never-ending terror. Stay forever. I am afraid to see what's become of me. The wrong of walking on that spider across the fire. Oh, save me 'cause I'm falling down. Oh, we are so far from the ground. I don't want to understand. I just want to hold your hand.
Okay, Dave.
Well, just love those bass intros from Ali. I love the way they let her do that at the beginnings. This song is great. That riff, I love that riff. You can listen to that riff all day. Like, it just drives the song so well. The pre-chorus, the chorus are just outstanding. It's one of my I won't go too. It's one of my favourite songs on this album. Once again, Danny's vocals just incredible.
Yeah. Louis.
Totally agree, man. I put in my notes, now we're cooking. I like it. And I like it not only because it's a very good song and well structured, but that little riff, and whatever, it kind of reminds me of Smashing Pumpkins Zero. And of any song I like for Smashing Pumpkins, it's that song Zero. And has that similar little guitar lick thing going on. And the other part I like about it is the slow piano at the end. I call that a scary outro.
Nice. Yeah, great song. Again, another killer bass intro. I love the way the drums drive this song. Like you said, the bass, but the drums just really keep me grooving. This killer groove all the way through. And of course, the vocals are great. What I notice more and more on this album is the way they, how do I say this without, the way they enunciate and change the pattern of singing is like something I've never heard before. Usually you got a standard, verse, everything's, of course you got a certain melody to the verse, to the chorus, but they have so many different variations to the way they deliver a certain verse compared to the next one. It's just, I don't know where they come up with it. It's just amazing how they change stuff up constantly within
I think
a song.
They really understand music structure.
Yeah.
You can tell they've been doing this from such a young age. They, like most people at their ages now are just sort of learning how to really do it.
Well,
they've been doing it.
Yeah.
So,
At this age, I was riding bike and, pretty much just being a kid.
Well, one thing I can say for sure about these girls is I don't think, unless it happened before we knew them, it seems like they did not grow up in poverty. They seem to be a well-to-do family with those big, large rooms and all the musical instruments they afforded and music recording equipment. So they really could focus on their craft because of that.
Didn't they attend the Berklee School of Music as well?
Yes. Yes, that was one I think they did a fundraiser for. The commenters can correct me, I think.
I think Danny had to write a song for one of their lessons.
There was something that had to happen for them to get in. I don't quite remember. I OD'd on so much warning stuff when I started that reaction channel that it's hard for me to keep it straight. Okay, on to the one, not one like Metallica, the one.
Do anything to make it happen. Tell me your secrets. What are you hiding? Remember me as I was before. It is something that I have decided, even if my intent is misguided. Don't want to be. Never mind me. Can you explain to me what's this feeling? Love it or hate it, it's never leaving. Want to believe that you feel it too. There is no reason to even doubt it. Please understand that I am not lying. My heart is true. It beats for you. Always staring from afar, fantasizing that something might happen. Always wishing that I was the one, the one, the one. Give me something I can feel. I'm too afraid to ask. What is it I need to change for you to love me back? Is it all in my head? Was it something you said? I left my heart exposed, and I know that I'm not the one on your mind, but still, let me be the one.
Okay, Dave, the one.
You stopped it at my favorite part.
I know.
I love the way that piano comes in. That piano going is great. It's such a haunting start to that song. To me, it's the way it's almost like they can have 3 or 4 different songs in one song. You know, you've got that first bit, it goes into another bit, and then the chorus is different. Just the way they structure their songs is just amazing. But yeah, I love that one. So I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
And unlike some of the albums from other artists where, for instance, we just come off Black Sabbath saying the same thing about a song where it was like 2 songs in one and just chaotic, they make it to where it fits for some reason. It doesn't seem like, you know, you're thinking, what the hell is this now? I mean, it just effortlessly flows into another part.
Totally. I was going to I put notes, slow parts work, the song picks up, the piano is so like really, I'm glad you played part of that piano part so people will know we're talking about. That piano fits that song so well. That's like we were talking, like you mentioned about Black Sabbath, that mess about combining songs and not making any, you know, musical sense or anything. It's exactly that. I mean, exactly the opposite for The Warning.
Right.
I can't say enough good things about that song. It just, the slow start is so important, and the way it builds and changes, and then that other chorus. I mean, there's like a pre-chorus and a chorus, and it's totally a brilliant song. And that's, you know, I can't add much more than that to it.
Yeah, it's another one of those unique to The Warning sounds. I have right away in my notes, like Dave, to more haunting vocals to start this off, and it gets really cool when it kicks in. I love the tribal drumming that Pow is, you know, so at least to me known for. And that was my note on the end of it, is the use of the piano. It just, most songs, if it's a piano, if they got a piano in the song, you know it right from the jump, and it's kind of all the way through in the background like a guitar would be. This comes in just at certain parts perfectly and just fits like it was supposed to be there, where I wouldn't even have thought nothing different if it wasn't there. And that's what surprises me about this band so much, especially being in their young teens when they did this stuff, to be that complex and yet not, you know, overkill with something. Like I said, if you hear that song without the piano, you'd never heard it before, you wouldn't think anything's missing. But then you hear it with that piano in certain parts, and then you go without it, it'd be like, where the hell's the piano? It's just amazing to me how something that simple could make a song so complete, when most people, especially on a song like this, wouldn't even think about putting it in there on the heavy part.
There's a playlist video of all the songs from this album live, and I only kind of just skimmed them. I didn't go through all of them. And I know that they bring a piano on stage, and I'm guessing that they more than likely have a piano part when they do that song live.
I do not know. We are on to Stalker.
Yes.
Look at me, my dear. Look at me, my dear. I love you so, 'cause I am yours and you are mine. I'll hold you, my dear. I'll hold you, my dear. I'll tie the rope, 'cause I am yours and you are mine. It's crazy how much I love you. It's crazy how much I want you. It's crazy. Oh, you don't even know. It's crazy how much I think about you. It's crazy how I can live without you. It's crazy how my love seems to grow. I'm a maniac when it comes to you. I'm obsessed with what we both could be. The possibilities. It's crazy how I need to have it. It's crazy. It's an ugly habit. Yes or no, whichever. I'll have you someday. I'll have you forever.
Okay, Dave Stalker.
No, I'm not. Yeah, this. I mean, the beginning reminds me like a 1930s, 40s mystery. You know, like that kind of feel to it. And I almost feel like it sounds like something like could come off Alice Cooper's "Welcome to My Nightmare." That kind of vibe. But once again, they're just able to change tack so quickly. You know, you have this bit at the beginning, and then all of a sudden it's banging to that fast up, and it just flows. It doesn't sound like it doesn't belong. It just feels like it's the natural progression for that song. It's another good song.
Totally agree. Another great song. The thing with that slow opening with the piano sounds like it has this haunting sound, like you could picture a room, a very large room, hardwood floor. There's a grand piano in the corner, and it just starts playing itself as if a ghost is playing it. And of course the buildup is everything that fits right in. And I can't add anything more than these little tidbits, because I want people who are watching this video to go listen to the freaking album. So I don't want to gather too much of a buildup and think that, well, it wasn't that great. It is that great, but I don't want to oversell it.
I promise you people, we do not discuss, text, call, video chat, any of this beforehand. So it is amazing, and you see me smiling through these two's reviews, because the first thing I have on here is that intro beginning part of the song, not just the intro, but that slower part of the song. The production reminds me of a horror show. And I'm not talking Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers. I'm talking, like Lewis said, is exactly what was in my head. You're in a haunted house type thing, and it's dark, no electricity. You got the old wood staircase, wood floors, and this music is playing in the background. It almost sounds like the music's in a different room when this starts, production-wise even. And there's going to be like some, weird haunted doll or something. It's just an eerie horror feel for me. And then it kicks in, and it's just a killer. Like Dave said, it just flows. So many songs get this wrong, where they do a slow part just to have us, because they're going to shock you when it comes to the hard part. And it just doesn't work, at least for me. Theirs has a purpose and a meaning on this album when they do it. And it's just, I know I said I don't love every song, but as a concept album, if that's your thing, I would highly recommend this to anybody, because it does take you through emotions, give you pictures in your mind. And this is coming from someone who doesn't really pay attention to lyrics. I'm saying just musically, just sets a tone and a visual in your mind of what could be going on. I would have loved to see them have somebody do this as a concept film. It would be in that horror genre, or shocker or suspense or whatever. I think it'd be really cool.
You never know.
Yeah. Okay, on to Red Hands Never Fade.
What I must do to atone for what I did to your soul. Tell me to step over fire. What is your desire? 'Cause it is done. One word and it'll be done. That game you already won. Invisible, I am bleeding. I'm pleading. Listen to me. I know that it was just a mistake, but you don't forgive and you don't forget. Yeah, you don't forgive. To tell you, to tell me, to tell you that it's alright. When we take another step closer to our demise. To tell you, to tell me, to tell you that it's alright. But we know it ain't. 'Cause the red hands never fade. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, whoa, oh. Tell me, when did you get to...
Okay, Dave.
It's funny because the the premise of this song is, she's actually killed the guy, and she's asking for forgiveness, but it still sounds quite like a happy song as it's rocking away there. Anyway, I'm just reading the synopsis of it, and it actually says, the Queen turns remorseful. Here she's asking her love to forgive her about her mistake of killing him. Of course, it cannot be undone. Her hands are bloody and they can't be righted. It still sounds like a happy song. And even though it's, whoa, whoa, simple words, but they just make it sound so great. I like it. Like I said, I don't dislike anything on this album. But I do think it's an album you should listen to from start to finish, not just pluck singles off it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you listen to that, you got to listen to it. My opinion is, I put just the notes. I couldn't think of what to say. Love this song, My Style of Music. But what was the name of that movie with Bruce Willis and the kid who saw dead people? I can't remember the title of the movie.
Seven?
What?
Was it
It
Seven?
was, no, that was Brad Pitt when
Oh, that's right.
the serial killer.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, tell me that. Well, anyway, if they were to do a movie idea for this album, it should be done in that style of that movie. Because that is one awesome
Sixth
film.
Sense.
The Sixth Sense,
Sixth
yeah.
Sense.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. That's the way a movie should be done if they're ever going to bring this album to the form of a movie. That's high quality horror that was like just scared the freaking hell out of you. Guy told me about the whole movie before I even saw it, and I still got scared shitless with so many parts throughout the film. Anyway, so like I said, My Style of Music, love the song, and I can't think of anything more to add to that.
I noticed this twice, and this is one of the songs out of the two. It's got a real punk feel, especially in the beginning. It's a decent song. It's not one of my favorites. I don't have a lot to say because there's not a lot of standout for me. I hesitate to call anything on anybody's concept album filler, because on a concept album, there's always a reason for it. It just... You guys hear that?
Yes, sound like there's something scary going on. It ain't me. Like
Jesus.
somebody's
Is that
moving a cup
is that my
across the
plane going
table.
across?
Yeah.
It's probably a plane going across my house.
Oh,
Okay.
had a
All right.
different
Well,
sound.
anyway, like I
We
said,
keep getting attacked.
it's a decent song. It's just not one I have a lot to talk about because there's not a lot of big things to me that stand out. Okay, so that was Red Hands Never Fade. On to The Sacrifice.
Please don't hide from me. I see through the fake smile that you've been wearing around. Don't lie to me. I see through the facade that you're portraying as everything starts to collide. You can't forget, though you have tried. Don't reject the darkness in your eyes. One more simple question. No one answers, no one mentions the emotion, the commotion that fills your every need, that fills your fantasies. If you let this go much further, there'll be no turning back from me. I will do it, let me prove it. I'll show you what it means to be so devoted to live for it. It's in the air that you breathe. It's the sacrifice of life, to sacrifice it all. Please let me get
Okay.
And once again, love the acoustic intro, and I think it's Danny's voice just is so good that it just works well with acoustic, because she just fills the room with those vocals, and it's another one of those songs like changes gears 3 times in a minute,
Yeah.
But it just continuously flows, like you said. There's no feeling like something was just added for the sake of adding. It's just the song structure is just so good. So
I really like this song a lot. It's got this like great build up and everything. But I noticed one thing. I don't know if Rob's caught this or not, but the chorus is very Wasp like. It sounds like something in the Wasp song, like I don't Unholy Terror or something. But Wasp has a style of music that sometimes they do choruses very similar to this.
Okay. Interesting, because I have on here for this song, the first thing is it's the chorus stands out so much to me. And listening to it this time as we're doing this, I immediately thought that this is what ABBA would sound like if they were hard rock. The chorus. It kind of reminded me like, Does Your Mother Know? Or so, it's one of their upbeat songs, but heavier with the harmony that was going on in there. Another good song. Like I said, there's very little to pick at on this album. It just, obviously it's not one of, well, not obviously, but I'll give my rankings at the end. I know Lewis is not. I don't know if Dave is or not. This is a good song, just not one of my top songs on the album. So with that, we go to Sinister Smile. Right? Plural? Yes, Sinister Smile.
Hey, little girl, there's something you don't know. You have nothing left but this body to control. I'd walk away, but the thought I could start sinister smiles shut me up, and they opened up their mouths to say, break, break, just break apart. Break, break, just break apart. Hey, little girl, do you feel satisfied? After you quench the hunger that was still dormant inside. Trust when I say I won't let you get hurt, but if I am to burn, then you will never get to walk away from all the horrors and the pain that moves us forward. You have just found out what it is like to live a life of hands tied up, held hostage by the whispers that destroy my hands. Your blood won't let you win, but darling, you can barely take much more. Break, break, just break apart.
Dave.
Yeah, I like that really simple intro, just with the kick drum and just that simple riff, but it just works. And that chorus is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is nothing on this album that's no good, but yeah, like I said, these girls always know how to write a great hook and chorus, and yeah, like I said, nothing surprises me. So
The only thing I put in my notes, because I didn't know how to decipher, discern, or break it apart, I just simply put, I like it. That's all I got.
sometimes
Yeah,
that's all you need.
this is another example of how they have so many different tempos and octaves, I guess, for lack of, higher, not higher pitch necessarily, but more emotion here than kind of down here. And it's just amazing how they come up with this stuff. Of course, more incredible tribal drumming in that chorus, like you said, is amazing. Yeah, I love this one the minute I did a reaction to it. So on to Dull Knives Cut Better. I think the victim would have a, differing opinion, but here we go.
The rush that's in my veins, I can't control it. Tell me why. This voice that's in my head is getting stronger. Tell me how.
Okay, Dave, back into the sick and twisted mind of Pow and her lyrical writing.
Yeah. Yeah, this one apparently is about the Queen losing control and seriously considering suicide. And she wants to feel the pain, so dull knives cut better for that purpose. So, yeah, from the mind of a 16-year-old girl. This is another one of
That's
those.
either incredibly disturbing or it is genius. Hopefully Pow never goes to the dark side, but man, at such a young age, she had some real dark thoughts.
I think it's genius because she seems like such a happy soul. So,
Yeah, and that's the funny part. She's grinning. All of them are always all smiles. And if you realize what they're singing about, it's hilarious to watch them smiling while they're singing this stuff.
Well, the thing is with them is there's a video of them in 2015 where they're interviewed, and their English wasn't that good yet, especially Danny's. The younger kids were a little bit better, but they asked about their songs and stuff like that, and they just basically said, we don't live the songs we write about. We just use our imagination to create the songs we create, but we don't live that stuff. We don't know anybody personally that's gone through that. It's just songs that we create from our own thoughts, just from ideas, I guess, from watching movies and things. For this song, I love the way the lead and the bass are in sync with each other at the beginning of the song to get a bottom end and a high end at the same time to get that round, whatever that is, that whatever. It's got a great build up. The melody is good. It's all around good. I mean, it's what it is. And if this is the kind of song that you don't like, then you can't be my friend because you must listen to some terrible kind of music.
Shall I have my go now?
Oh, I thought you made your turn. I'm so
No, I
sorry.
haven't had my go yet.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Look, it's all right. So I was just going to say this is just one of those fucking banger of songs. Like that dirty riff at the beginning is just, and once again the fucking chorus. Like my god, considering what they're singing about, the chorus is just so catchy. Like, who could make cutting themselves with a dull knife sound so happy?
Yeah. Yeah, Lewis brought up a good point. They don't write about what they've experienced. They write about other stuff and movies. I wonder what they grew up on, right? Because this inspiration's got to come from something. All inspiration does, obviously.
I think they did say this was based off a book or a movie they'd seen, which gave them the idea of this concept.
So I think they must have grown up with a lot of suspense, murder mystery type stuff, is what I'm thinking. Because, and it's not just this album. A lot of their lyrics are about darker stuff, and not pity me grunge crap. Just dark things like this that most people that age wouldn't even be thinking about. So I would imagine they had a eclectic bunch of stuff they either read or watched or whatever to influence their songwriting. And it's refreshing that it's not the same old topics that every band sings about, but again, so impressive at their age. And this is another example we talked about in the last one where they get flack for not having solos. An awesome use of leads here in the intros and just in the riffs. On a few of these songs, the bass groove's always there, and of course, Pow always banging out that tribal sound. But you don't need a lead solo if your music's got something to say. I think Lewis, mentioned this on the last warning video when we were talking about this, or Dave, one of you two, about how it's almost like a solo's there because they don't have nothing else they got to kill space. If you don't need to kill space, there's no law that says it has to be intro, verse, chorus, solo, chorus, end. That it's not a law, especially if you're some, backslapping, self-gratification shredder who just wants to show off his technical skills, even though it's at the expense of the song. I just love the simple use of leads with this band. When they do use it, it really stands out.
Yeah, I said in the previous video, basically those shredding solos and stuff like that, they don't need them because the songs are perfect the way they are. And you can hear shredding throughout the song that you don't need it to stop for a solo.
Yeah, on that reaction channel, I started getting bands suggested, and I got into this wave of people suggesting all these Japanese girl bands, and impressive musicians. But I'd get ripped to shreds by their fan bases when I'd say, you didn't need that 4-minute guitar solo. It stepped all over the song and basically made you forget everything you heard before it. And I'd get ripped. Oh, you understand how I don't care how hard it is. I don't have a problem with Shredder's ability. I think do an instrumental album then. Don't ever kill a song just to try to impress someone with your guitar skills. And I'm a guitarist, or was. My instrument of preference, but I've never been about the guitar is the music. The guitar, like any instrument, is to complement the total sound. And I appreciate that the Warning doesn't feel the need, because we know Danny can do it. I've heard it. You've heard it. They don't feel
Maybe
the
that's
need to
why,
just throw it in there.
Maybe that's why Van Halen always used to do so many solos, because most of the songs were shit. So
Yes,
put
absolutely.
something in there. Sorry, Scott.
Okay, on to Queen of the Murder Scene, the title track.
You don't really wanna be like me. A false pretension of being complete. You don't really wanna understand what it's like to have blood on your hands. You don't deserve the throne, the crown is mine. And I really don't plan to resign. You don't really wanna lose the fear. Dare to try and this stuff of my fear. And I don't wanna destroy ya. Open your eyes, cause you can't even see the fact that I just can't be controlled by anything but let's see you try. I'm a machine, no emotion. A perfect scene for the murder queen. You can always kill what's immortal, but it just doesn't apply to me.
Dave.
I don't know what that effect they used in that bit, the little synth bit going on. It just sounds so great, doesn't it? Yeah, I love this song. It just starts off, you're straight into it. There's no breathing on this one. It's funny because you mentioned Japanese, and they're speaking Japanese in this one as well. When she says "korusu, korusu," which is Japanese for kill. So
okay.
So there you go. So I taught you something. Because I never knew what they were saying. I always thought, what the hell is she saying?
I thought, actually, I was just listening to it, and I thought they're just chanting murder scene, murder scene.
No, so it's korusu, korusu, which is so Japanese for kill. So,
Right.
This is
like I said, it's a
wonderful.
great song. This thing just flows so well. Like there's no let up. It's just, just like little breakdown when they build up to the choruses. Yeah, it's a great song.
This is wonderful. Dave is educating us along the way about this
Yeah.
album more than we
trying to.
dove into it. But okay, I had a 2-word opinion about this song, but I'll give you a little thing that kind of hit me. Sometimes you can hear something, it doesn't sound like what you're thinking of, but the way it's played reminds you of something else. And this song reminds me of Rob Zombie's Super Beast.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah,
I love a lot of
that groove just sounded familiar.
Yeah. But the only two word I put down for this thing is another masterpiece.
Yeah, this is a song I have to be in the mood for, and that's not a negative. It's just sometimes you're in the mood for something different, and this is something different. Starting with that cool intro groove, the wicked harmony throughout the verses is amazing. I have the evil chanting, which I thought was Murder Scene, but now I realize I was wrong. Thank you, Dave. It's an evil, moving, upbeat tune, which kind of is nice. If you're going to listen to these songs in order, you're going to need that eventually. And this is a good representation of changing it up. And it's, again, just talked about it. I don't want to go on about it. The way they can capture evil is amazing to me. It's just, even if you're an idiot like me who doesn't even know the words, apparently, you just know it's menacing, right? It's just, I can't say enough, especially when you factor the age of when this stuff was written and recorded. It's beyond impressive. I'll leave it at that.
I'll say this, this thought just came to me. I think the reason they're able to do this so well is those girls, their hearts are so good that they can present it in an objective way without, that way they can keep it exactly the way it should be through every step of the way. And
Yeah, without trying to be over evil like some guy,
Yeah.
Slayer, or somebody who's like, look at me, I'm a devil worshiper. It's look how evil I am. Yeah, I get it. Okay, so we are on to Psychotic. We are coming towards the end here. Dave, Psychotic, which they clearly sound in this song.
I'm amazed that you can spell that word out in a chorus and make it fit so well. Just another catchy chorus. This isn't one of my favourites on the album, I must admit. But like I said, I don't dislike anything. But like I said, I like the way they've done it. Just doesn't catch me like some of the other songs. But like I said, still an achievement to be able to fit that spelling into a chorus.
Louie.
This is one that I would put on my playlist. I like it a lot. Matter of fact, 2-word note, love it. That's all I put. I couldn't think of anything else to say, The way they rattle off the letters of the song, then they go, I am, psychotic I am, and it's like, I can't think of anything else to say other than the song hits me the right way, and I would put it on a playlist.
It helps that you're a bit psychotic too, doesn't it, Louis?
Yeah.
That's a contradiction in terms. Helps to be psychotic. It's not very helpful to be psychotic.
Yeah.
Okay, this was the other track that I put punk sound for. This one I think is just okay. I do like most of the chorus. I do not like the pep rally spelling. at the end of the chorus. There's a 70s song, I believe, that I forget the name of the song. It sounds the same, and they're spelling something in that song too. Just a little, like I said, high school pep rally-ish sounding for me. Insert your negative comments here, the viewers out there. Again, it's not terrible, but it's just one that if it wouldn't have been a concept album, and I suppose it means something to the story, I would have called this one filler, or whatever you want to say. It's not terrible, but it just doesn't do much for me. On to Hunter.
I'm one step behind when you close your eyes. I'm breathing on your neck, I'm the chill down your spine. Your shadow, your ghost, I'm here to collect the payment that you're running from, the lives that you spend. You taunt me with words that don't make a sound. You mock with your actions, you laugh with no doubt. You relish the pain, we'll cherish it more, 'cause after this there'll be nothing to feel anymore. Fall onto me now, the time is running out. Fall onto me now, the time is running out. Bring both of your feet both on the steps, the couldn't climb. I'll be there to hold you under, take back what is mine. You think you can take my title away? Well, I'm coming back, better run away. It's my turn, I'll pass the judgment. You can't escape your fate.
Down Under.
I'll be a bit more like Louis. Love it. Yeah, just it's. I love that riff going through it, and once again, it's got a catchy chorus. Once again, it's a good song. So I think Louis will back me up.
I'm going to more than back you up in a moment. I was going to go back to Psychotic for a moment. I know what song you're thinking of.
What is it?
SATURDAY, Night, Space City Rollers.
That's the one. That was driving me nuts. I kept hearing that every time I heard this chorus.
But the way Warren does it with the Psychotic, I think it has a whole different grab and vibe to it. Hunter had really awesome songs, the bass, the thing, everything going on. But that part about something, your time is now, this blah, 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 I can't remember the words, reminds me of Call Me by Blondie.
Yeah, very punk sounding Blondie.
Yeah, that song, that same part, ba, 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 ba. It's very similar to Blondie's Call Me. And that's all I have for now. I mean, for the notes of this song.
Okay, Hunter for me is another one of those that's a decent song, nothing special. I did highlight that guitar riff is amazing. Definitely, a bit on the harder guitar side than I'm used to for the Warning, but it works. And the chorus is amazing on this. I don't care so much for what falls in between. Not that it's bad. It's just the chorus stands out as a strong part of this song for me. And we are going to end things off with, appropriately, The End. Stars always seem to fade, right? I think that's the whole title.
Yep.
How come I can't find it on my other list? Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, I got it. Never mind. Here we go. Sounds like the beginning of the funeral march, doesn't it?
I don't regret, wish I could forget, 'cause all the things I've done and all the things I've said don't go away. They stay with me like a constant loop inside my mind that's always on repeat. I know it was wrong, There's nothing to be done anymore. I won't forgive myself, 'cause pity doesn't help anymore. This is the end. So long, my friend. Stars always seem to fade. It's a little too late to with bloodstained hands. I make amends. Stars always seem to fade. It's a little too late to start over again. They'll never know.
Okay, before you go, Dave, is this Pow singing?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. When she gets those high notes, you can tell the difference because her and Danny do have a very similar voice.
Yeah, and
Okay,
it's just
Dave.
when Power sings, it's just, I don't know. You always feel emotions when she sings, like she sings everything with emotion. Yeah, I really like this one. Her on the piano just singing, like I said, I've seen some harsh videos over the last few weeks. Yeah, it's a great song. It says here that this one's about the Queen lying dying in the end, and these are her last thoughts. She regrets nothing, but she really still feels that she did it all for love.
Wow. I really want to see this movie.
Yeah.
Well, they made some shit movies, so they could make this one.
Yeah. Louis.
I put great closeout songs, summarize the concept. And when I put notes, when I use the word close, I always make sure I spell it with a Z, so it'll actually say close out, or a closer or closer. I always put a Z in my notes to make sure I say it right. But anyway, that little lead, that little part with the guitar, I couldn't tell. Like I said, it reminded me of something. At first, I thought it sounded like part of the, Edge of a Broken Heart by Vixen. And then I said, no, it kind of sounds like that part in the middle of the song, Alone by Heart, that whatever, I mean, it's not exactly the same note for note, but the sound of that reminds me of that song, something about, I said, this reminds me of another song. I got to go seek it out. And I started just putting up every idea I had in my head and searching through YouTube. And, there might even be a song closer to it, but something about Alone by Heart, it has that little thing. But yet this song is totally not ripping that off on Heart or anything. It's just a little guitar piece is like a little, maybe they heard that song or something else to throw in to get that little thing. And I say it's a great closeout song for the album. And I kind of got my head scratching because I don't want to I do not want to bash Error because there's so many songs there I like, but I'm just really wondering, you think Error is better than this album? I mean, this album is just so grand.
Here's the thing. I was just thinking while you were talking, like you had said, every time you listen to it, Dave, I think was talking in the beginning, it gets better. Honestly, when I put this on to do the first run through, I was like, eh. And then the second time, I'm like, okay. And now during this little samples, everything, it is a very complete album. What I will say is I would have no problems. In fact, I probably will put this entire album on a playlist. I would say there are songs on Error that I find better than any of these songs. But as an entire work listening track by track, this is the better album.
I have to go back and recheck Arrow one more time because I know there's songs I like. It's just going to be amazing that maybe someday I just might have to come up with this 30-song warning playlist or something, or it might be less than that. Like the 21st Century Blood, that's the album title.
Yep.
That opening track is like the best one on the whole album. Then there might be a couple others that don't remember by name that I also might like, but that has like too many ballads, and I don't know. Maybe the ballads could mean something if I give it a second chance, but
Yeah, but if you're not in the mood for a ballad at the time, like
yeah,
when I make playlists, generally it'll be all mid tempo to ballads, or it'll be all up, because I don't necessarily, when I'm in the mood for something, I don't like to be tugged back and forth tempo wise.
oh yeah,
But
separate them to two different things.
yes, two different playlists. Yeah, this again, um, it's amazing to me that they can have so many different styles that work. And this album, like I said, listening to it this time now, I like every song even better. But I can't say enough about this band, because listening to this again, listening to Error again, which was the first time all the way through, I've had a tendency, because I did reactions to the songs, I fell in love with the video songs or the live songs they requested me to do, that those are all I would listen to. I never sat down and listened to all the albums until doing these. They're a lot like, and I've made this comparison many times when I did the reaction channel, completely different music, completely different bands, but they're like Kiss in that it ain't just the songs they release. All the songs are worth a listen, unlike Van Halen comes to mind, and some of these other bands we've been doing where there's 2 or 3 good songs and the rest is like, why did I even waste my time? Everything they put on here is worth being on an album. Whether or not it's your favorite or not is not the point. It's you never feel like, oh boy, they mailed it in on this song. It's refreshing.
It sounds like they slept in the studio, wake up and practice and and get through the song together, and get all the multiple takes and did the best takes. If YouTube has a feature that you can set this alleged sleep timer, but it doesn't shut off your computer. It doesn't shut down YouTube. It just freezes the picture at the end of the video. So what's the point of this thing called a sleep timer? YouTube should think about installing, tonal settings where you could add bass or take away bass or treble, whatever. Then I could listen to keep me fed, maybe a little bit less annoyingly, because it is so overly bassed, bass guitaring or bass sound. And it's just not an enjoyable album. It's very similar to Monster with the sound quality, not the songs, but the sound quality.
Well, I tell you what, if YouTube did that, you can start paying for YouTube. I guarantee you that. Anything they stick in, I mean, as it is, you got to pay if you don't want ads. If they start adding more features, it's going to become a full paid thing, and I really don't want to see that happen.
Oh, I don't want that.
I'm probably lucky because I use Tidal, which is completely lossless. Yeah, Tidal streaming, which is completely lossless, so you get the proper CD quality or above.
Really?
And Keep Me Fed is well worth listening to.
What do you instead of like Spotify, or is this an app you can use with anything?
Yeah, Tidal's a competitor to Spotify.
Really? Is that just Australia type stuff or what?
No, it's a world thing.
I never heard of it.
It's all lossless, so it's
all I ever hear about for that type of stuff is Spotify or Apple Music or Amazon Music. Those are the 3 options I know.
Spotify is just MP3, so there's a lot of compression.
Okay.
Where Tidal's, high res.
We could talk about that off the air. My take on the end, stars always seem to fade. Again, beautiful vocals, the haunting piano. The emotional vocals, as always, like I said, but the melodic leads, again, this is such a beautiful use of that lead guitar. It really brings the song together. I love the kick in. Just another good song. So there we have it. We have completed Queen of the Murder Scene, and we're all still alive. So it wasn't our murder scene, although here we had a fatal shooting of a woman who thought instead of, obeying the cops, she'd try to run him over, and that didn't work out too well for her today. Yesterday, yeah.
What happened?
Yesterday here it was in Bismarck across the river. Lady was pulled over, and 42-year-old woman appeared to be intoxicated or high or both. And she decided she was not going to obey and went to leave and swerved towards a cop. He managed to move. She backed up and they thought she was going to try to flee, and she just took another run at him. And being in a parking lot in a business, there's still some snow left that got pushed into a mound, knocked him up over the snowbank. Car went up on it, or SUV, and they opened fire like 12 times, and she didn't make it. The cop's fine, treated and released. So that's all that matters.
That's what matters. That
Yep.
he's fine and she isn't.
Yep. Okay, so there we got Queen of the Murder Scene. We've all given our thoughts on the songs. Thoughts on the album as a whole, Dave?
Oh, great. Yeah, really good. Like I said, took a few listens to really get, the flow of the album. But I would, I think with Era's probably got, a collection of really great songs. And it would probably rank high. But this one as a complete album, if you were just listen to an album, for the purpose of listening to a whole album, this one probably goes better. So I would probably give it 8.5 out of 10.
Louie.
Well, if I were to break it down, songs of what is okay, what I don't actually like, say everything I like, what I like a lot, what I just like regular, it would be maybe 8 out of 10. But because I'm looking at it as one big whole picture, it's 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I'd have to say that too, even though I'm not a big concept guy. I don't like to have to follow a story. I don't like to have to listen to songs in order. If you do that, this is a masterpiece. This is 10 out of 10. If that's what you're looking for, to sit down and have a great soundtrack to a lot of images that will be painted in your mind, it's perfect.
I don't really, I know it's a concept in its physical sense and but I'm just hearing the songs for what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't catch all the lyrics or whatever. And so to me, it's not a concept album in the sense of musical enjoyability. It's just a great album.
It is a great album, but I think listening to the way they structured these songs in the order that it was meant to be really helps the vibe. Meaning, if I were to just have all these songs on a playlist and they'd pick a couple of the songs I don't like as much, I'd be like, I don't like this album. But in sequential order like that, you start to drop off, and then picks you right back up. I mean, so for me, it works that way. Again, I choose Error because the songs individually, most of them are stronger than these songs individually, but as a total listening experience, this is more complete to me. It'd almost be like listening to a greatest hits versus listening to a song or an album that was intended to be listened to in order. You kind of get a vibe with an album like that. But either way you look at it, it's a very good album, and I would give it probably, I mean, song for song, no, but like you said, if you're looking at the complete work, it's as close to a 10 as I can say Warning has as a complete album yet. I did a little bit when we were going to do 21st Century Blood first. I still haven't given it a real thorough listen. And then, of course, they have the EP and Keep Me Fed. I've only heard the releases, so we'll see. But this was very well done. Now, Dave, I know Lewis does not want to. Do you want to rank your tracks?
I can, yeah.
So what did you have as your, okay, take it easy, viewers. When we say least favorite, we are not saying complete pile of shit, all right?
No,
you can't
'cause
have 13 favorites out of 13. There has to be an order. So, least favorite. Dave.
I like them all, okay? So least favorite, Psychotic.
Psychotic?
Yep.
You're still gonna sit back and play the good guy, Lewis, or are you gonna jump in here?
Well, I don't know what you mean by play the good guy and jump in. I like Psychotic a lot better than number 13. That's all I can say.
Okay. For me, number 13 is Psychotic. Number 12, Dave.
Stalker.
Stalker. For me, number 12 would be Red Hands Never Fade. 11 days.
11. I've got 11. I've got The Sacrifice.
And I have The Sacrifice at 11.
Wow. That,
Still like it.
that's somewhere in the top 5 for me. I don't know. Like I said, that's why I don't want to rank this album because there's so many things I like. And
It wasn't easy to rank, I must admit. It took me ages to rank it because it was like every time I'd listen to it again and think, oh, no, is it better than that? But you've got to stick it somewhere, don't you? So, number 10, I had Sinister Smiles.
Oh, okay. Number 10 for me is The End. Stars Always Seem to Fade.
Whoa! I'll give you one back. Number 9, I had Red Hands Never Fade.
And number 9, I have Hunter.
At number 8, I've got Hunter.
At number 8, I have Queen of the Murder Scene.
At number 7, I've got Queen of the Murder Scene.
At number 7, I've got Stalker.
At number 6, I have Crimson Queen.
And I have The One.
We're at number 5 now, is it?
Yep.
Number 5 is The End.
Number 5 for me is Ugg.
Number 4 for me is Ugg or whatever how they want to pronounce it.
Yeah, whatever it is. It looks like Ugg, but I don't know. Whatever. I thought it was Murder Scene, and I was wrong about that too. So, number 4 for me is Dust to Dust.
Number 3 for me is The One.
And at number 3, I've got Dull Knives Cut Better.
Oh, interesting where your number 1 is. Number 2 for me is Dull Knives.
Number 2 for me is Crimson Queen.
And number 1 for me is Dust to Dust.
And number 1 for me is Sinister Smiles.
Oh, you got that right up there. Okay.
Holy smokes.
You okay, Lewis?
I guess so. I couldn't think of. It's like I can't agree or disagree with your choices because no matter where the songs land, it's kind of all good. I mean,
And that's the bitch of it. When you got a solid album.
I'm glad this was a discussion, primarily a discussion, and you guys do a ranking at the end was fine. For me, it would have been 5 or 6 of the songs would have been number 1, 4 or 5 would have been number 2, and whatever is remaining mathematically would have been number 3. That would have been it for me.
All right, guys. Well, this was
categories, not actual rank.
Yeah.
Category A, category B.
Great, good, and decent. Well, this was good listen. I enjoyed it. The video went well, much like the warning. I think the video flowed well. I will leave it to you two, gentlemen. We have got what's the name of the EP again?
There are 2 EPs they did. I gotta, you know what? Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you
we've
guys
got for sure Keep Me Fed. We've got for sure geez, I already forgot. 21st Century Blood.
Escape the Mind.
Escape the Mind's the one I was thinking of for the EP.
Okay. As I get this going, my screen is not seeing you, it's seeing the page. So my face is going to look all over the place. Okay. Let me see. What is it? Oh,
I mean, if I had my
Escape
choice,
the Mind.
Keep Me Fed.
Yeah. Escape the Mind is one EP, and then another one called Mayday is another EP. Mayday is one word.
How many's on Mayday?
I'd have to look that on YouTube to find out.
So you guys choose which one we do next.
All right, between the 2 EPs?
No, between all of them. Between anything we haven't done yet.
I would go with Keep Me Fed, but
yeah, let's go with that.
Okay.
I'll try not to let the excessive sound influence my opinion and just try to, what the song itself has to offer.
Get a title account.
All right. Are we going off air and saying goodbye to people yet?
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. We will be doing Keep Me Fed for the warning next. So people here for the warning, It ain't going to hurt you to listen to our other videos. It really isn't. It's a good time. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching.